What's up, guys? Ray over here at War Room Games for your weekly debrief. So we have a few things to talk about. We had a great weekend. There was action-packed. There was so much stuff going on. So let's get right into it. Our Warhammer 40K RTT was a great success, as always. I think there was 14 people that had signed up. There was a few drops, but they just had a great time. So check out Riley to see what actually happened at that.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Duncan, your host. We're here today at the RTT for Warhammer 40K with Riley, our TO. So tell me about today. The game looked a lot of stuff going on. There was actually some really competitive matches.
Yes, a lot was happening today. We had about 16 players show up to War Room Games monthly RTT, which, if you're interested, happens the third Saturday of every month here at War Room Games. But yes, we had about 16 lively, pretty eventful. We had some pretty competitive games. Lots of shooting armies came out to play today. We had 3 Votann players, 3 guard players, so lots of pew-pew happening across the table.
There was, and there was actually quite a few matches, even on the last one that we saw playing. I mean,
yes.
Yeah, actually Slanesh going against Votann in that.
Yes.
You can tell me a little about that match?
Yeah, so that was a really interesting matchup. We had Josh running his Slanesh, which had about 5,554 fiends in it. At least it seemed that way. But we had a kind of a hard melee army going against a predominantly shooting army with Votann. Who was playing Votann was running the Ymir Conglomerate, so a really resilient, high-range firepower army coming up against a lot of punching from Slanesh. So definitely a super interesting matchup for sure.
Yeah, and I can see that a lot of it, because like when they distanced his army, he was like, I'm putting distance. I'm like, that sounds smart because these guys need to come up in you.
Yeah.
And like, you could just see at the end of the match, it almost felt bad because he was like, he's trying so hard and he got like right up to there and he just was like, oh, no, we're gonna come back.
And I think in this meta, which right now with 40K, shooting armies are really kind of making some headway. I think Josh did a fantastic job with a primarily close combat army. He went 2-1. Junior was his only loss, and Junior's a really talented player.
Yeah.
So honestly, that last match at top table was top tier.
Yeah, no, and it was definitely, it was holding on to a placement. So
Yeah.
like, you can see everything from it. And we saw quite a few other players with Gene Stealer,
Yes.
with Tim.
Yes.
And he's a great player too. And he went up against Junior actually earlier.
Yep.
And when we saw that, it was like, I thought they were actually gonna end up canceling each other out. And he ended up rolling. I was like, never mind.
Yeah, no, I think if you look at, the top 3, first place was Junior running the Votann. Tim came in second with Gene Stealer Cult, and then Josh rounding out the top 3 with the Slanesh. Super diverse sort of top 3 that we had because GSC just floods the board. They've got a lot of tricky shenanigans.
Yeah.
Overall, I think it was a really diverse showing today from everyone who came. So.
Yeah, I mean, we had a lot, even Dark Angels, not the typical Raven Bike squad, but we saw them play.
Right.
And that's a great thing about it, is like, we didn't have just the typical meta of what we saw. We actually saw a lot of people trying to play outside of it.
For sure, and I think that's something that we appreciate because sometimes certain armies, when they're flying too close to the sun, you'll see a lot of the same thing at an event. So thankfully, we had that diversity today, so super awesome showing today overall. For sure.
Definitely. Well, thank you guys so much. Make sure you tune in next time for RTT. We'll see you guys in the War Room.
Bye.
That was awesome. Great stuff. Thank you, Riley, and thank you to the 40K community for coming out. We're gonna jump right into the auction. This was an ongoing event for us. We always love the auction. It's 2 times a year that we do this. Amazing, a lot of fun, always. I can't say enough about it. We have such a good time. There's so many good deals. I think the community really comes together. They see they're really trying to have fun at this event. A ton of people walk out with all these different armies, maybe new kill teams, maybe new Necromunda pieces. There's Star Wars Legion. I mean, you name it in tabletop gaming, it's available. And I mean that in every form. Like, we're talking about models that were available in the 60s. Like, we're talking about so many different things that have been out there. So with that being said, there's a lot of footage. Duncan did a great job covering it, I should say. And we just had a great time. It was amazing, amazing moments. And we're really excited every time we do that event. All right, finally, last things on our list. We have a few things to go over, so I'm gonna make it as quick as possible. So Lorcana, if you guys haven't heard about this, it's a Disney collectible card game, so CCG, that is coming out on August 18th. The pricing for it is going to be $19.99 for the starting packs, $5.99 for the booster packs. So what it is, it's basically Disney's World coming to a card game, and you're going to be playing these games against other people and other factions possibly. There's so much out there for it already, but nobody's actually had gameplay yet, so we're very interested in seeing what comes up with that. The next thing that's coming out is, that we're actually talking about is the Arcane Library stuff. So Arcane Library is a role-playing system. Kelsey is the name of the lady that we know that comes in. She's absolutely amazing. She did a lot of playtest stuff for us, as well as just running a campaign for a few weeks, which was amazing. A lot of people get to know her, see her system, and we've heard nothing but good responses. Her Kickstarter is currently just under $1 million. We actually are backing it, and we have backed it, and we are very excited to have this in the store. We've done 2 lots of it to make sure that we have some copies for you guys as well. Then what also is coming up is Highland Games. That's going to be on April 15th and 16th, and that's going to be at Craig Ranch Park. We'll be up there both of those days. This is our 2nd year in a row going to this event. And basically what it is, you want to see some big logs being thrown and some great food and your heraldry to be found out. It's a great time to actually do all that. And then HeroClix. Our HeroClix team went out and they smashed. They actually won. They represented the store. We're very excited for those 3 guys that went out there and had a great time at the event that they were at. And we have a few pictures. Very, very happy for them. But that is your War Room Games debrief of the week. We'll see you guys next time.